Hello everyone, I'm Marc from France, and a few days ago I uploaded a video for the Artlist SFX challenge. The challenge was about creating a video using music and SFX from Artlist. When they announced the challenge, I just received my new DJI Air2S drone, so I thought it would be a good idea to go to the mountains and shoot a little commercial-like for the drone with one of my friends, Julien. So that's what we did. And today we are looking at how we shot it and how I edited the piece together with all the sounds and the music from Artlist. And the Artlist says that there would be bonus points for those who would upload a making-of video. So that's what we are doing today. So the story I wanted to tell with this video was the one of a videographer going to the mountains and talking about this new drone and how it perfectly fits his needs. So for that I wrote a little voiceover to give more texture to the video, and I ordered it through Fiverr to a voiceover artist. And then the next part before going shooting was to find a good song for the video. So I went to Artlist. And in fact, it was fairly easy because I use Artlist all the time, and I already have, as you can see here, a few collections. And I have one which is labeled Cinematic Electro. So I went here, and I already had a few songs in this collection. So I played. When I'm looking for a song for a video, I usually go to a different part of the song until I find something which matches the vibe I want to have. And for this particular video, I knew I wanted to have some kind of a progressive intro with a build-up that would set up the global context of the story, and then something to lead to a presentation of the drone, and a drop in the music with a part which would be much stronger, and then a slower part, much more calm and quiet, because I had in mind a little scene in the refuge where the videographer would be just relaxing, drinking some coffee and reading, and then in his back the drone will take off by itself and flies through the window, which would be the end of the video. So I had these three parts of the music in mind, and I just had to find the perfect song. So I listened a bit to some music. And I found this one, Now or Never from Liva, which has all the parts I need, but which is too long for the video. So I decided to go for this song and to cut it in Final Cut to adjust it and only use the parts I need. So I downloaded the song, really easy on Artlist, and that's it. And it's important to note that I selected the song before going shooting, so I had already in mind what kind of shot would go where, and the main parts of the video, and the kind of shot list in mind to make sure I don't forget anything on the day of the shoot. Oh, and by the way, I don't travel this much these days, so I hope my French accent is not too much disturbing for you. So next, we went to shoot, and forget to use sunscreen, which was pretty bad, and we came back with some really nice footage. Let's have a look at the finished video, and then we will jump into Final Cut to see how I edited things together and did the sound design.
Over the past few years, drones have become an essential asset of outdoor storytelling. And I always dreamed of the time when we would get the perfect tool. One that is fast and light, compact and efficient, with no compromise on image quality. This time, is now.
So we begin with the shot of the car going into the village. For this one, I wanted to hear the music he's hearing in the car, which is, by the way, the same as the video. So I put it really low, minus 26 decibels, so you can just hear it as the car passes by. And then, when you jump into the car, you can see the music is a little bit higher. And the next shot was shot higher in the car, so I put the volume of the song a little bit higher again. And it cuts just when he removes the keys. For the intro, I also wanted to hear some churches bells from the village, so I added this effect, which is some sound from a village. And I wanted to still hear the bells when we go in the car, but a little bit muted, so it feels like you are hearing them from the outside when you are inside. And for this, you can see here, I added a low-pass filter, so to remove the higher frequencies, which are more like ambience of the village, and only keep the lower frequencies of the bell ringing, so it feels like really like you are hearing from the outside. So if I only keep the bells, let's hear it. The first one and the second one in the car. That's it. And next, just a few ambient sounds. This one, which is some birds singing, and this is the same, but at another moment, which I layered it together, so it feels like natural village ambience with some birds. And next we go to the shot where he gets out of the car. So here, as you can see, I kept the natural sounds of the video. I would most likely have found the similar sounds on Artlist too, but these ones were good. And then we have the church again, and the voiceover starts here.
Over the past few years, drones have become an essential asset of outdoor storytelling.
On this shot, I finished the shot by going high in the sky, so with a little speed ramp to give it a transition look. And I put the music on this part. There is a little drop on the music, so I put it just at this transition, and to give it even a stronger look, I added this strong airy whoosh, like that, so it feels even stronger.
And I always dreamed of the time when we would get the perfect tool. One that is fast and light.
So here we have mainly natural sounds, which are of him walking, and a sound of the drone passing by. So I just took a part of a recording I had of the drone flying, and I started with the sound low, then went to minus 2 dB, and then again low, so it feels like he's passing by, you know.
And light.
And as for the drone passing by, in fact, it's already a shot from the drone, so I had to add an image of the drone, which I did in Photoshop. So as you can see, it's just a fixed image of the drone where I added a few propellers and make them blurry and lower opacity. And then I animated the image with some keyframes to make the drone cross the frame and sync it with the sound.
Light.
So the next few shots were about unpacking the drone. So I began with the drone going out of its bag with the sound of zipper.
Compact and efficient, with no compromise on image.
And then I looked for some sounds which would feel like a clack clack, you know. So I went back to Artlist in the SFX part, and I think I searched for something like locking. And in fact, the first one was pretty good. This one, and I found a few other ones which I organized in the folder. So let's hear what I selected for this particular part. Okay, the zipper. And that's it for this part, so I just had to cut them to sync them with the moment I unfolded the drone, so it feels more natural.
Compact and efficient, with no compromise on image quality.
Let's hear it without the music and the voiceover. Yeah, that's it. So at this moment, the music went up with some kind of bass drop.
On image quality.
So I wanted to make a transition to some more punchy shots of the drone. I added a little rotation and some speed ramp to make it even stronger and to dive in the next shot, like this.
This time.
And then comes the part where I worked the most on the sound design. So this is these shots of the drones, which were done in my apartment. In fact, I shot a few different shots of the drone, some flying in the apartment extra, and I did some shots with a slider also. But I ended up using only the handheld shots because they felt more raw and more powerful in my opinion. So let's see how it looks like.
Is now.
On this part, as you can see, it's 100% sound effects from Artlist. There is no music and no natural sound, except for the drone taking off. I went on the section on Artlist where it says science fiction and then atmospheres. And I was looking for some futuristic sounds, alien-like sounds. Let's have a look at what I downloaded. This is some rising sound to build up until the moment the drone takes off. This one is for the moment when we arrive on the drone ready to take off. it's putting all these different sounds in layers that gives intensity to this particular sequence.
Is now.
Then we transition to an aerial shot again, which goes back with some speed ramp. And the next shot is the one of the bird, so I wanted to hear the bird before we see him, so it feels more natural. And then we transition to a shot where the character is in the tunnel and the drone goes backward with a speed ramp again. And to add to this speed ramp, I put whoosh again. And again, a shorter whoosh for the transition out of this shot. And then we arrive on the shots where he puts his shoes. So here it's... so for this one, I also found some effects on Artlist. So let's hear without the music. Okay, so yeah, it's mainly sounds from a stroke watch and some shoelace sounds, which was pretty easy to find. If we go to Artlist, I must have searched lacing. Yes, and we have the... So yeah, that's it. I just had to download it and it was ready to use. Just have to cut it where it fits the most. For the next shots, I added some walking in the snow sounds, which were fairly easy to find too. And then we have a few shots of the character walking to the refuge, and we arrive to the refuge. For this shot, I used a bit of sounds from the camera for the steps here. And then I searched on Artlist for the sound of the door opening and for the door cracking a little. Then I added an effect for the lighter. Some metallic sound of a pot, some sound of water pouring into the glass, some flipping of the pages. Then I wanted to give a feel that the animals we see on the screen were in fact some story of the book he is reading. So we have here the sound of a snake. And then we go back to the bird, and this time we hear him 3 times, and one of the times is in fact when we go back to the character, so it really feels like it's something he's hearing when he's reading. And then one last ibex shot, and we were really lucky because going up to the refuge, we encountered a lot of animals, and in fact all the animals you see in the video, we met them like 5 minutes away one from another. It was incredible. And then we have the shot where the drone takes off in the back. I have to say it's pretty dangerous to fly drones inside the building, especially in the room this size, but this drone has really good obstacle avoidance, so it was remaining perfectly still in place. I wanted to look like we go behind the drone and then inside the drone to a shot where we are viewing what the drone's view. In fact, in this one, I put the drone away and I switched to my gimbal to give a feel like we are flying. I did this movement. And then I ran to the window and I did a little speed ramp to add a transition to the next shot. And to make it even more real and to use it to cut the music at this point, because it was the end of the video, I searched for a sound of glass breaking. So we have the feel we are going through the window and breaking it, and the drone flies away in the mountains. This was the ending point of the video I had in mind, where I planned this shot. So one more time to give more texture to the transition, especially the one when we go in the drone, and then the one when we go outside the window, I added some whooshes. So let's hear this sequence just with the sound effect. And to finish, we have some wind in the mountains, like ambient sounds, to give a feel that the drone is free to go where we want in the mountains. So now that we've seen how I edited the sounds all together, let's watch the video one more time with just the sound effects. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and seeing how it's done in the editing room. I want to say a big thank you to Artlist for organizing such a great challenge, because it's really motivating and pushing us all to do our best. And I wish the best of luck to all participants. See you!